The way we build AI agents just completely changed. Vellum AI is a text-to-agent builder where you input what you want to build in plain English and it generates production-ready workflows. It builds the whole thing for you with integrations like Slack and HubSpot. Now, I've been building agents and workflows almost exclusively inside of n8n for the last year or two. But what I experienced with Vellum absolutely blew my mind. Now, my favorite part is when something breaks, because as we know in n8n, it can be a complete nightmare to debug things. In Vellum, they have an auto fix feature. Now, you turn this on and it automatically debugs and runs your workflow until it's working perfectly. Pretty cool, right? So I'm going to give you the full tutorial so you can see how I'm building with Vellum and how fast it actually is to build something from scratch. And if you're still struggling manually connecting nodes and debugging inside of n8n, you really need to see this video. Now, before we jump in, I want to share how this opportunity came across my desk, because I get a lot of emails from different brands and companies who released tools kind of like this. And I try them and I decide whether I want to partner with them or not. When Vellum gave me a trial of their tool, I was pretty blown away about what you could do inside of the chat. It's what I wish the n8n agent builder would be. So I've decided to partner with them on this sponsored video. And I only work with brands that I actually enjoy the products and I get value and I use them. And I think it's going to be valuable to share with you guys as well. So with that being said, let's get stuck in and start building with Vellum. All right, guys, so we're on my laptop. I'm going to give you a demo of how Vellum works and a quick walkthrough. But this is their website. You can obviously take a look at the templates that they've got, some of the features. Probably one of the best ways to build agents, in my opinion, from what I've tested, without any configuration of the nodes, without going in and tweaking things, although you can obviously do all of that inside of the interface. Quick note on the pricing, you can see there is a free tier which you can use to try out to create some workflows and see how this workflow builder works. I think you'll be pretty impressed. To be honest, I'm going to demo that in just a second. But they have a pro plan, which is, I guess, equivalent to the n8n starter plan. It's give you 200 builder credits and knowledge base, execution history, debugging console, and then you've got the business and the enterprise plan as well. So let's head over to my account, and inside of the account, we can get started with an agent and we can take a look at some of these templates, right? We've got sales, marketing, healthcare, legal, financial services. I'm sure there is a bunch more on the back end that you can find. So one of the things I think is pretty cool that you can do is you can come in and click create workflow, and then you'll be presented with this screen and you says, I have an idea, or I need inspiration, or you want to build from scratch. So this is the chat interface that I've been talking about, is where you're going to do most of the building. And so this will actually guide you through. Let's say I want to build something personal. It's then going to guide us through and give us some examples of things that we can build, maybe even ask us some questions. So like we would do when we're working with clients or with the company that we work for, it's asking us here what repetitive tasks take up the most of your time, right? And that's key question to figuring out what to automate, right? What are some of the things that you do day to day that take up a bunch of time? Maybe you're copy and pasting between different tools, right? So that's just one of the modes that you can go into. I'm going to go back to my workflows. I'm going to jump in and show you something that I've already built, and then we're going to build something together live. But first, let's take a look at the settings tab, because you'll probably want to know, like, how does all this work in the back end? You can add members, you can add users to your account. Most importantly, you can add models, right? So you can hook up different models with your own API keys. And then the same for the integrations, right? It's got a bunch of different integrations for all of the tools that you could end up using. And if it's not in here, then you can obviously set up a custom API integration inside of the workflow builder. If you want to set up an integration like this code here, you don't need to grab an API key or a user ID or any of that information. You can just click authenticate, and then it's just going to sign you in. Super simple. And up here, we've got the API key section. So if you want to add anything custom in here, you can do that. We've got secrets and variables in here as well. You can see that I've added some of these from previous builds that I've done. One of the cool things about Vellum is they've got an SDK, right? So it's basically a way to integrate your workflow into your web app, right? You just hand off the SDK and integrate into your app, pop it into Lovable, and that's going to set up the back end of your SaaS or whatever tool that is that you want to build, and you want an AI agent backend. So let me show you what I've built previously, and I'll just show you how the editor works. So as you can see, it's kind of similar to n8n. We do have some nodes here, but it's a little bit different in its operation. So here's what Claude told me. In n8n, we've got more of a data flow, right? So data flows from one node to the next in a sequential order. In Vellum, it's called a control flow. And what that means is the edges between the nodes define the order of operations, and nodes can reference the output of any upstream node, as well as any of the global inputs of the workflow itself. And I think this is going to be the key change with Vellum, is that there is a set of global inputs that the workflow works from. So you could see in this workflow here, what this workflow does, it uses a webhook, which is not currently set up, but there is a tool that I've got installed on my website that de-anonymizes visitors. So if you land on my website, this tool will go out and figure out your email address and your LinkedIn profile. And then what this workflow does, it scrapes the LinkedIn profile of the website visitor, it researches their company, it scores the lead based on my criteria, it drafts an email, it sends that draft to Slack, and then adds everything to Airtable. And these tabs that we see at the top here, we've got scenarios. So this scenario is essentially just like sample data. So when we're testing, we can add a workflow scenario, and that's why you see on these, it says mocked. This just means it's using the mock data that we've got in this scenario. Here we can view all the outputs that our workflow produces. So we can see it posting to Slack, saving to Airtable, and it's scoring the lead. So this tab here is a state. I've not used this before any of my workflows. A state variable can be written to and read from nodes in the workflow. So states last for the lifetime of the workflow execution. So this is just a variable that lasts during an execution. All right, so let's take a look at some of these nodes. I'm going to call them nodes. Maybe they're called something different. But yeah, if we click on, let's say, this score lead node here, we can see there is an AI model. All right, we've got overview, routing, and settings in the overview. We've got a model, so we can change that model if we need. You can see we've got all the variables. We've got the prompt, the system prompt, that is. You can see if we click this toggle button, you can see all the other prompts as well. I think they're the same. And obviously, we've got the inputs. It's a little bit different to how n8n is set up, but this makes perfect sense to me. This seems pretty logical. And then we've got the prompt here, so we can come in and edit the prompt. I think there is only one prompt. I don't know, if we go to the user, it's looking like it's the same, but I think it's just a system prompt. So that's how the nodes look. If we click into the settings tab here, these are the workflow builder settings. I've not really touched these. These are just like shortcuts and stuff. We can't revert anything because I've not done any edits in this session. At the bottom here, we've got a few tabs. Auto layout all nodes. Let's see what that does. I think that just organizes everything. We've got fit view, so that fits everything in the view. And then we've got display nodes in expanded view. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. So we can actually start to see like what's happening with each of these nodes. And we can click into these to edit, like the ICP, for example. We could change this manually. But if you don't want to do any of that, everything is possible in this chat builder over here on the left. So if we could just scroll up to the previous conversation that I've had, I literally put a prompt in and it just started using, it's got access to tools, right? And it starts to build out everything that you want. All right, so with that being said, let's get into a build because I've got a pretty cool idea that I want to get rolling. All right, so let me ask you a question. Have you ever been to a conference and you know a handful of the speakers, but you don't know everybody and you have no idea of what to talk to the speakers about? Okay, maybe you watch their presentation and you try and ask them a question about something that they said, but everybody else is going to be doing that. So how do you stand out from the crowd? How do you connect with an influential speaker that could open doors for you and be memorable? So I was thinking, well, how could I do this? Well, first of all, if I knew their learning style, if I knew their communication style and their personality traits, I can then figure out like how to frame my questions, what to talk about, and present myself in a way that is compatible with how they learn, how they view the world, and their personality style, right? And there's a way to do that. So what I've decided to do is create a conference speaker cheat sheet generator, right? So what this is going to do is going to scrape all of the speakers from a specific conference URL. So I'm going to start with the URL. It's then going to search them on LinkedIn, Twitter. It's going to get all the socials. It's going to check out their YouTube, podcasts, all of that stuff to try and figure out what it is that I can connect on and what is kind of interesting for them. And then we're also going to analyze any of the content they've put out so we can get an idea of their personality style and their communication style. Sound good? All right. I've come into Claude and I've asked Claude to just give me a prompt for that idea. So we're going to take this over into Vellum and we're going to create workflow and we're going to get this show on the road. Now, I've not tried this before, so I don't know how we're going to go here. My internet connection is less than desirable right now. So I'm in Bulgaria and I used to live here for 4 or 5 years and I had no issues with the internet. But when you stay at an Airbnb, the internet quality can be hit and miss. And for some reason today, it's been going pretty slow. So we'll see how we get on. I may have to pause the video and kind of, let things load, but it shouldn't take too long. And I'm going to time this. So at the end, even with all the edits and stuff, I'm going to be able to tell you how long this has taken in total. Okay, so this is pretty cool. It's given us a confidence level high. So it feels very confident that you can build this for us and get this done, which is excellent. And so it's given us an overview of the flow. So scrape, research, score, analyze, find hooks, match interests, and then give an output. And now it's just working on the build. So I've got to give it a little bit of time and we'll get there. But right now we can just put our feet up, we can kick back, we can relax, or we can work on something else and come back to this when it's ready. And you can close down this browser. When it's ready, it's just going to ping and you can come back and get started where you left off. All right, so we can see it's given us this lovely workflow diagram to give us a visual of what we're trying to build here. So looks good to me. And you can see here, here's your conference speaker intelligence workflow. What it does was searching LinkedIn profile, Twitter, recent content. We might need to narrow that down, but we'll keep it for now. Analyzes each speaker for your ICP score, personality type, all of that good stuff. And then gives us a cheat sheet and a hit list. So I'm not expecting this to work right off the bat because we probably need to do some integrations. Let's run it. Let's go back to the canvas and then we're going to fit everything to view and let's run it. I know there's going to be some integrations needed. So this is a good time to show you how it's going to make all the fixes. So it's going to use Firecrawl to scrape. Let's go into fix and you can see there's auto fix. So auto debug until error free. You can stop this at any time. So I'm going to hit this and you can see that this is what we're trying to fix right now. Now we may need to integrate Firecrawl. Interestingly, the last time I ran a workflow with Firecrawl in here, I didn't even have to integrate it. So maybe it's using some credits on their end. Okay, if the Firecrawl integration credentials have expired, I'll add mock data to the sandbox so you can continue testing without reconfiguring Firecrawl. So I can get my API key, no problem. So yeah, when it comes to integrating different tools, you can see it just popped up a button in the chat. I click the button and I just simply put in my API key, authenticate, and we are good to go. Let's run it again and see if we get any decent results this time around. Okay, so we have an error here. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm also going to give it a URL to use for the conference so we can have that set in place and we can kind of pin the data. You know, in n8n we could pin the data so we didn't have to like run it from scratch every single time. You can do the same thing here. Here's the so yeah, I've just told it to use this URL as the URL that we're going to be scraping and then just to set all the data once we've got something so we can move to the next stage. Alrighty, so I've given it a URL, it's scraped it using Firecrawl, it's found these 10 speakers, and it's now going to set that data as in like this sandbox testing environment so we can run the rest of the workflow. So let's see what happens. So you can see we had an error, and basically I just clicked fix, and you can use auto fix or you can use fix. I tried fix this time, and it just basically put this into the chat, and you can see here the sandbox file is missing, so you just need to update that. So the cool thing here that you see me doing over and over is everything is done in this chat. I don't need to go into any of the JSON code. I don't need to create any code nodes or anything like this. So I think Vellum is perfect for those builders who are just completely averse to any kind of technical language like JSON or creating any code with AI. They just don't want to get involved in that. Or if you find n8n a little bit overwhelming, then I think this is probably the better solution because everything can be done in natural language here in the chat. Right? You don't need to worry so much about what's going on in here as long as you're getting the outputs that you want. And you know, if you want to change something, you can just do it in the chat. You don't actually need to click into any of these nodes. Now, obviously, it's good to know what's happening inside of these nodes in case you want to go in and tweak stuff yourself, but it's not crazy difficult to figure out. Okay, so let's run again and see if we can move a bit further along this workflow and actually get some results. So I ran into another error. So I just turned on auto fix and I'm just sat here waiting for it to fix everything. So it all works perfectly fine. It's going to keep testing and fixing on its own until the workflow runs to completion, which I don't know any other tool that can do that. I think that is excellent. So you can see all the processes that it's going through here, checking sandbox files, running the workflow. Oh, it's found an error, so it's now fixing that. And then it's running the workflow after it's fixed this schema. So let's see where we get to. All right, guys, we do have an output. So what I was doing is I ran the auto fix, let it run for about 10 minutes. And it was just going through, fixing everything, tweaking everything, making sure the whole workflow was working. And now we have this conference hit list, quick reference, and it's given us conversation starters, common ground, phrases that land, style, scores 9 out of 10, Evadong 10 out of 10, I think I would want to refine the prompt here so that we can find specific items. Okay, it's narrowed it down to 3 for me by the looks of things. What I would do now is I would work on the prompt to make sure that we're extracting the actual personality style of the person and how they communicate. There's not what the phrase to land, that's not what this means. From what I can see here, this doesn't really meet those requirements. But yeah, it's definitely a good start. And this all in all took about 20 minutes to put together, from the initial prompts to the troubleshooting, which I didn't have to do anything myself. I just let it go hands-free. And then if we want to publish this, there's a few different ways we can do it, right? So we can publish the workflow and we can trigger this via Vellum's API. So we can hook this up to a front end, for example, where we just pop in the URL and it does all of this research for us on the back end. And so you've got 3 options here. You can share the workflow, you can open AI app, which I think this is going to give us an app that we can use the workflow with. So by default, it automatically gives us this kind of cool looking app where we just put in the URL. So this is what we would set up in Lovable or something. It's already got this. So I think that's a really cool add-on. If we click share workflow, you can share that link and you can enable public access. You can go to some advanced settings here. And yeah, you can share the workflow so people can use it using that front end. So now you've seen how Vellum allows you to create AI agents by literally just typing what you want. And the auto fix feature, as you saw, works really well and it's going to save you a bunch of time. So if you're building AI agents for yourself, for your business, or for clients, then definitely worth checking them out with the link in the description. And if you want to master n8n and build production-ready automations, then I have an n8n mentorship and certification program. So you can click the link in the description if you're curious to check that out.